In this video, we're going to demonstrate the foreign language translation features of the Wizard software. Now on our website, if you just scroll down to the bottom of any page and find the language list here, click that, you'll get to an article that kind of outlines all the supported languages and the software features that we'll be describing, such as how to translate parts of the documents from standard English to any of these supported languages, date formats, paper sizes, and so on. So once you have the Proposal Kit Professional or a single proposal pack and the Wizard software installed, we're going to illustrate this with our plain text because there will be a difference between the chapter headers, how they're translated in a plain text design versus one of our graphic design themes, where in the graphic design themes the chapter headers are all embedded in graphics because we don't supply or have rights to supply the font types. We use graphics for the chapter headers in the graphic design theme packs, so those have to be replaced with text that is then translated. In the plain text proposal packs, the for any business and for government grants, all the chapter headers are already in text and it's just a simple search and replace. Now note that the translation features is not a feature that translates all of the text within the bodies of the pages. That is up to you. The Wizard is only going to translate a few key phrases here and there, like one or two word phrases that are commonly used in certain parts of the documents, and all the chapter headers. So we'll get into the Document Projects button here. Add new project. And we'll just pick a couple pages. So we've selected a kind of standard set of pages for a services sales proposal. And to change the language, there's this drop down here, and we're going to just pick Spanish. Now it automatically also picked the most appropriate currency, Mexican pesos, and we have a database of all the major currency codes, symbols. Now also some languages will have some special flags to determine say masculine versus feminine or so on. This will be related to, say, whether the person writing the proposal is male or female in this case, and also who the proposal is being written to. That just defines where in a few key places in the document where it's inserting names and salutations, so on, it will make a slight change to accommodate this. So we'll fill in our company data. That's your name and address. And again, if you can type in Spanish, these are all Unicode supporting fields. So you can usually use a lot of international fonts. And the client data. Now, once we've selected our translation features, select our documents, we just build the document. And while the Wizard is assembling the document, it will be doing search and replacing on any of the translatable chapter headers and individual phrases within the document. All right, this document's been generated. We'll open it up, take a look at it. And you can see, starting with the title page, the word proposal has been translated, the description, the proposal number, written by and to have all been translated. Table of contents, each chapter header. So these are the main parts of the document that are going to get translated. It's just the main chapter headers. And sometimes in some chapters, individual phrases. So you can see here on the company history page, some of the highlighted phrases have been translated. And since most of the text of the proposal has to be rewritten by the writer anyway, anything that's in English is either going to be instructional text that, like this, will get removed, or it's going to be fill-in-the-blank instructional text that you're going to rewrite with your own information anyway, and you'll do that writing in your language. I'll illustrate this with a graphic design theme. We use the entertainment number 9. Now note that only the one or more design themes you purchase will be selectable here. We just happen to have all of our design themes in the demo here. So we use the entertainment number 9 design theme. And like before, we'll just create a new project. And we can actually reuse the same project this way we don't have to reselect the 8 templates. And if we're going to reuse a project where we haven't actually been doing any editing of any real work, we can just delete the files that were created for the last time. And we're going to change to German this time. And you'll see it picked euros as our currency. And the company data and client data is the same as before. And we'll just generate a second document that will show how to translate the chapter headers in a graphic design theme pack. All right, now it's generated this document. And you can see again, it's removed the graphic for the proposal with the stock logo, and it's replaced it with a text version that's been translated. Same here, it's translated these phrases. Now you can see where it has retained the page header logo from the Entertainment 9 design theme, but it has a text version that's been translated, and it's done this on every one of the body pages. And you can see it's replaced the currency symbol with euros in any calculations. And these phrases on the company history page have been translated as well. So that's basically what the translation features of the wizard is capable of doing for a number of languages. And it also supports the left-right versions of, say, Arabic type languages. We'll show a couple other things you can do that usually are done in some languages for different countries. It's not specifically language related, but it's more formatting related. And you can also see this cost summary calculator has actually been converted to use the euro symbol. So if you go into the preferences, go into the data and display, you can change the date format to be whatever your country-specific date format is by default. So this will define how, say, the current date is imported into the front cover, for example. You could even translate the labels in the Wizards database if you wanted to do that. Now in the document style screen, click the Edit Style button. If you use a different page format, different page size than, say, your standard 8.5 by 11, you can set a different paper size. The only issue here is that some of our graphic design themes that have full page pictures in the backgrounds, our pictures and our stock designs are designed for an 8.5 by 11 page, so you might have to do some readjusting of the background graphics in the, say, the front and back cover pages. Either sometimes they can be stretched, or you can just swap in your own graphics, or you can use say a shape object to just put a little colored block or something top and bottom. So those are the general settings that would be used to change or help convert a document into another language. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and click subscribe to keep up on the latest proposal writing tips with Proposal Kit.